targeting are not a surprise. Former President Trump is expected to travel from Florida to Asheville, North Carolina today. His running mate, J.D. Vance, will speak to a rally in battleground Michigan and Byron Center in the southwest region of Grand Rapids. Today's focus for the former president will be, of course, on the economy.
Fox's Mike Emanuel, 24 days on the press conference or interview with a reporter for Vice President Harris is becoming the top of the Democratic ticket, but former Republican candidate for president offers some advice for her party.
One thing Republicans have to stop, don't quit about her. We knew it was going to be her. She's not going to give an interview.
Haley on Fox's special report. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real Talk starts now.
I just want to know where the cake is. Did anybody bring the cake?
Weren't you supposed to get it?
If I'd gotten it, I would have had to eat it. You know how that works. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And it is a happy birthday to a whole bunch of people out there.
Including
my wife, Robbie.
She's the one that keeps this studio going.
Yeah, and she's getting closer to me. She's trying to catch me in age.
Is that possible?
No. Yeah, but it would be the bad way. So, anywho, she's probably still asleep right now.
Well, happy birthday, Robbie.
Yeah, happy birthday, Robbie.
Thank you for all you do for us.
And we had another guy out there. It's his birthday today, too.
And who would that be?
Tim Spees.
Oh,
happy birthday, Tim.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Tim.
And there are probably a whole bunch of other folks out there. Happy birthday to them as well today.
Nice.
Okay. How's it going, ladies?
Very good.
We got a lot going on out there today. The boys over there in Carteret County, they've been some busy little people.
And what now?
Another Carteret County woman has been jailed following an overdose death.
Ooh.
Though 50-year-old Angela Simmons hasn't been charged in connection with the death, deputies responding to the overdose began an investigation into the source of the drugs back in June. Simmons was jailed on a variety of drug charges, including felony possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver methamphetamine, felony possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver a Schedule 4 controlled substance, felony possession of Schedule 2 controlled substance, felony delivery of methamphetamine, and misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia. That investigation was launched in late June after the death of an as yet unidentified person in the Otway area of the county. No further information available. That investigation is ongoing, and we'll expect more soon. They ain't done yet. Let's just put it that. 50 years old. My goodness.
It threw her whole life away.
The Carteret Sheriff's Office has been busy all the way around. Deputies arrested Newport resident Matthew Harris after they say they made several undercover drug buys from him. The 48-year-old faces charges for selling, trafficking, and delivering meth. He had to be extradited from Maryland after the investigators say he learned of the pending drug charges and left the state to avoid being arrested. He has been arrested, however, and he's been returned to North Carolina to face a total of 21 charges.
Ooh. That's a lot of charges. That's
some days it just doesn't pay to get out of bed, does it?
It doesn't.
And we may as well
Definitely
talk
not.
about Ernesto just a little bit. It's
Go
still a
ahead.
tropical storm, but it is almost a hurricane. Packing winds of 70 miles per hour this morning about 5 o'clock. The storm sped across the Leeward Islands and a couple of the greater Antilles, including Puerto Rico, which is just north of now. And it's beginning to turn northward into the warm, open waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Ernesto will continue to strengthen and will stay away from the East Coast, eventually turn northeastward for a short time, before resuming a northward course, then end up in the colder waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Not sure what happens after that, but generally they start to fade away into oblivion. We'll keep you in the loop. A note of caution, though, as we approach this weekend, with Ernesto quite some distance from our coast, is still going to have an impact. We're likely going to see bigger waves and deadly rip currents. If you plan to put anything more than your big toe in the ocean, find a safe place near a lifeguard stand before taking the plunge. Don't spoil a good day at the beach.
Great words of advice.
Okay, let's see here. Let me
I
get
guess
back up
maybe
here.
a vacation time for a lot of people starting to wind down too, with schools getting ready to start.
Yeah. Email to
I sent a text to him.
to him.
and I'm
Okay.
sitting on it.
So again, folks, we're still into the workaround for our incoming telephone calls. You can call all you want, but you're going to get nobody. Ain't nobody going to answer the phone because it's not connected.
Nope.
It's connected to a couple of flashes over here. So we get flashed, but we don't get anything else. And I will tell you, the ladies get excited when the flashers go off.
Who is it? Who is it?
Yeah. So, but anyway,
No one.
we don't know. We can't tell.
Yeah,
It
we
doesn't
tried.
matter.
Yeah, there's no way. to know.
So we will have our full-fledged stuff back in-house sooner than later.
Be
Don't know
nice.
how long. This company is, they've got multiple repair shops all across the country, but the closest one to us is in Nashville. The company is headquartered in California. I've got a lot of stuff throughout. It's audio stuff for broadcasters is what it is. And these two little devices got hit by lightning. Lightning came in, zapped them, and they didn't work anymore. So we had to send them out. And they'll be back sooner or later. But they warned me, said, we got a backlog. Everybody's got our equipment, and things happen to it from time to time.
Good company.
It's not that it's not reliable, because I've had those things in operation
Years.
for a long time. And I'd rather spend a few $100s than a couple $1,000s to replace them.
I
So
agree with
that's
that.
the reason that I'm not replacing them. I do have a workaround. You can send us an email or a Facebook Messenger message. I assume y'all know how to do it because I don't. Don't ask me. If you got Facebook, use Messenger, cool. You can send it to us and give us your name, your telephone number. And if you want to put down the reason you're calling, that's cool. If not, I don't care. We'll find out whenever we get you on the line. Or you can send it via email to Lee C. Barrows at gmail.com. Lee, L-E-E. C is in catastrophic. Barrows, B-A-R-R-O-W-S at gmail.com.
You need to simmer down.
No, I don't. I'm going to simmer up here in a little bit. We will be simmering down, though, soon. We'll tell you all about that shortly.
Yes.
Now, and then whenever we get that message, we will place a call to you, and one of you is about ready to get that call right now. So hopefully one of you will answer very shortly, and we will find out if he's up and about. If not, we'll try to leave a message, or maybe not. Okay, so Mike is getting a call, Mike 23. So hopefully in just a minute or so. And Mike is not up this morning yet.
I'm sure he'll send me a message when he's
So,
ready. So
Michael, when you get up, when you wake up and you decide to answer your phone, let's see if that, I don't think that's him.
I'm not here to take your call.
Should we
it's
leave him a
voicemail.
message?
Yeah, leave him a message.
Okay. Hey, Mike, it's live and local Real Talk. Answer your phone. Send us another text message. Send Lee a text message, and then we'll call you back. How's that? Okay.
See, we can make it work. We can make it work.
We will make
get
it work
around
one
all
way or the
this.
other.
That's right.
All right. What is going on in your lives before we get started?
I think I told you before show this morning about a new scam going around.
Yeah.
And this is for all you Republicans, especially those within the state of North Carolina. New scam going around. Somebody has cloned Michael Watley's page. Now, Michael Watley was the
His,
North Carolina,
Facebook page.
his Facebook
Okay.
page. He was chairman of the party for North Carolina. He is now for the national.
Yep.
And whoever has cloned page has private messaged people and told them, hey, Trump's coming to North Carolina. Trump's going to be here or there or whatever, and I know that you love Trump and you've been and you've donated in the past. And I want to invite you to this special event. I can't really tell you where it's at right now until we're ready to announce it. And
That in itself should be a clue.
red flag. And so the messaging goes back and forth until the person says, let me send you the invitation. And on the invitation, of course, for a single person, it's $500.
Mhm.
For a couple, for host,
How do you
it's
clone
$5,000.
these things? I'm going to start.
I'm
Look,
thinking the same thing.
I can make
Oh, it's
some
very
money.
easy to
Yeah.
do.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
We need some money for a show
Damn.
page.
Yeah,
Let's
it's very
go.
easy to do. It's just like creating a new page. You just go in there and you click on the pictures and the information, save it all to your computer. Then when you create a new page, you use all those pictures and all that information. That's how they do it.
Oh,
But this person I talked to yesterday was in absolute tears when I told her, I said,
so it works, I guess, right? 'Cause
she was just
gonna do
about
it?
to pay the money.
Oh,
And she
my,
believed
my,
it. And
my.
I said, first of all, Michael Watley is not going to be texting you on Facebook.
Right.
I can barely get him to text back when we text him for other reasons. But, and he has a staff that does all that
Oh.
stuff. And, and each campaign has campaign people that send out the invitations. And if you're ever in doubt, contact your local party and see if they know of an event that's coming up.
Sure.
And you can always attend that way.
Or you can also Google Trump in Wilmington or Trump in,
Right.
In Bocephusville or whatever.
She was so upset. She was in tears. But I did call Michael Watley's office, and it was verified that it was a scam. It is a scam. And that they have also made Jason Simmons, the North Carolina chairman of the party, aware of it too. So
Okay.
y'all, just anybody that's asking for money through Facebook Messenger, it's a scam.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless it's us. If we ask you for
Yes.
money, go ahead and send it to
Yeah,
us.
well, that's
Cash
different.
is good.
Yeah,
We like cash.
That's different.
Okie dokie. Nikki, anybody not know who Nikki is?
We all know Nikki,
As in Haley.
as in Haley.
She's echoing what we, this show, and millions of other people, voters around the country, have been at least thinking. Quit whining about Harris. This is a message for Donald Trump, she said last night. Quit whining about her. She says that Trump should stop the pettiness, go after her policies and platform, but do it in a way that shows there's a difference between the Republicans and Harris. Trump should forget about Harris' race. Who cares? Quit comparing the sizes of political rallies. That's like two little boys out there doing what little boys do. And stop stupid, petty attacks on Harris' intelligence. You're getting nowhere. She's a smart cookie. She just doesn't look like it or act like it.
Well,
Go after her record as a prosecutor. That's what she's bragging about all the time. Go after what she hasn't done as the VP. That's the difference that voters want to know. Let the pundits attack her VP choice. Easy pickings. I'll give you that. We, the talk show people out there, we can attack all you want. You just count on us. We'll take care of your dirty work for you. Not a big deal.
yeah, we will.
That's not going to get you even one vote if you do it yourself. Okay?
Right.
You're going to lose when you start going after somebody personally. You're too big a guy for that. You do not need to stoop to those levels. Let us get down there in the dirt for you.
I agree. Yeah.
Kidding about that part, sort of.
And that's what we do. We do a lot of our own personal opinions,
do.
and then we do a lot of things that we hear and see. And what's really rough these days is it's hard to know sometimes from different news media who's actually speaking facts and who's actually speaking garbage.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
well, consider all of the talk show stuff, and including us, is including those Fox News commentators. When they get the sitting around the table, they're just expressing their own viewpoints, and you know what, their viewpoints are about as worthless, about as good as yours. Not worthless, but they're
Right.
the same as yours. You got the same viewpoints, fine, and
I have a friend
enjoy it.
who does a podcast.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. He lives here in North Carolina, and I'm on his email list. Some of the stuff he sends me, I'm thinking, where are you getting this? I mean, it's pure garbage.
Yeah,
And if you're going to do a
big
newscast,
chunk of it,
a
at least
podcast,
base it on reality.
right? If you're going to do a podcast, why don't you just some of this information that you want to talk about and put out there? You need to kind of vet it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Kelly, what are the last 4 digits of your social?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, I turned the mics off.
That's all right. I'm still not going to tell you.
Just checking.
Hmm.
Thought I could catch you when you were asleep.
Nope, I'm not asleep.
Yep.
Oh no, not yet.
Oh,
Oh, we
okay.
have another Medicare scam going around.
Oh,
You know how
great.
we all talk about people calling.
Yeah,
This
get 'em
one's
every day.
calling and wanting to know if you got the plastic card in place of the paper card, and then wanting to know the date that you started that program. So don't fall for any of that.
First of all, if they are from Medicare,
They already
they've
know.
got that information.
Exactly.
And if not, I generally ask them for their supervisor. Huh? I can answer your questions. What are your questions? I said, you can't answer anything unless you sign your name on the back of your check, or on the
Uh-huh.
front of your check and not the back. If the check you've got, you are the boss. I only talk to the boss. Got it? Click.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Okie dokie. We may as well get into weather because we've got a lot going on today. And Michael, you're going to have to wait for a while, son. You missed your opportunity here, and it may be 6:40, 7:45. It may be 8:30 when we get around to it the next time around. Way up here to the top. Today's severe weather tip sponsored by John Stars Electric, your Generac generator dealer. Strong, severe, and deadly weather can develop seemingly out of nowhere. We've seen that. It's not just about thunderstorms. It's not just about hurricanes. It's not just about tornadoes, but stuff can pop up at any time. Hopefully, you have a plan if you're at home or even at your normal workplace. We've got a plan here. I know what I'm going to be doing and what we'll be doing in here. I've got a plan. I try to have a plan pretty much everywhere I go,
Right.
but y'all need to do the same thing. What about when you're shopping? Large shopping malls and big stores present their own problems in case of a severe weather attack. We know to avoid auditoriums and theaters. You all do know that, right? If you're in a theater, a big auditorium, get out. Because they're wide open spaces with not a lot of superstructure up there to hold those ceilings up. And here you've got joist every 16 inches. Can you imagine that big expanse of openness inside a mall or an auditorium or a movie theater? Easy pickings for tornadoes, big winds. Experts recommend an interior room on the lowest floor of that building. Find one. A bathroom, a closet, an office, or a maintenance room with short walls. That means not real tall. You don't want any 40-foot ceilings. Would be the safest areas, especially if it's on the north or east side of the building. So when you get inside, try to figure out which is the north and east sides of the building. Avoid the open areas of buildings with wide span roofs, such as grocery stores, gyms, auditoriums, and theaters. If available, the walk-in refrigerator of a fast food place or a cold room or a walk-in refrigerator of a grocery store is a good choice. They've got reinforcements in there. Give some thought as to what you would do while shopping in the event of a sudden outbreak of severe weather. At some time or another, folks, you're going to need an electrician. Yes, I know a lot of us are semi-comfortable placing a light switch or a receptacle that's gone bad. But when it comes time for serious rewiring projects, you really need to be using a licensed professional. Believe it or not, there are any number of older homes right now in this area that still have the original fuse circuit boxes. Not circuit breakers. They're so named fused circuit boxes because they actually had a screw-in glass fuse to protect every circuit in the house. Today, they're called breaker boxes because modern circuit breakers have replaced the fuses. If you have a breaker box and your lights are flickering from time to time, you may have a loose connection in the breaker itself or in the panel. That's when you need the services of a professional. John Stars Electric is the company you should call. They're licensed electricians, and they have the experience needed for any job, large or small. While you're talking with them, ask about getting set up with a standby Generac generator, your personal power plant when the lights go out. May as well kill two birds with one stone. Give them a call, 989-1908. We'll be right back with the weather outlook for the rest of this week in just a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Home Connections of Beulahville is connecting people with the American dream of home ownership. In addition to single wides, double wides, and modular homes, Home Connections offers custom building and land home packages throughout eastern North Carolina just for you. Whether it be a single wide, double wide, modular home, or custom built dream home, Home Connections will make it happen. Home Connections sincerely wants you to have the American dream, your own home. Home Connections features homes by Clayton with a variety of floor plans and amenities to choose from, and many finance options available. Home Connections can make owning your own home affordable and simple. 50% of new home buyers at Home Connections are through referrals and references provided. For your convenience, Home Connections in Beulahville is now open from 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 till 2 on Saturdays. Beautiful homes, friendly staff, and financing. All you need to do now is call Bobby or Reggie, 910-298-3387. That's 910-298-3387, or visit ourhomeconnections.com.
Home Connections, Highway 24, Beulahville.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
For over 40 years, people have trusted Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, not only for tires and tire service, but also auto and truck repair as well. Being locally owned and operated as your hometown Bridgestone Fire dealer at Liberty Tire, dependability and personal service is their number one priority. Being a state-of-the-art facility and using the latest technology, Liberty Tire guarantees all their work. It's simple. If you bought tires without pricing us first, you pay too much. Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, for all your tire needs. Phone 910-346-6655.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, the morning forecast brought to you by Community Prevention Service. Whether you're having issues with substance abuse, perhaps you were prescribed pain medications to help with recovery following surgery, or maybe even from a dentist visit, and you still feel concern or fear over pain after the pills run out, self-medication may not be like what you really need. That may seem like a cool solution for you. It's not. It can lead to bigger problems. While it may not be a physical addiction, it can easily become a psychological addiction. That's an area where the counselors at Community Prevention Service can help you. The staff is made up of trained professionals. Yep, and they have the experience to tackle most any problem you have. They have your best interest at heart. They actually want to help you. They monitor your progress, and they work out treatment plans with you as you progress. Community Prevention Service is a locally owned company with facilities at 918 Henderson Drive. No need to drive to Raleigh, not to Charlotte, not to Durham. You don't need to go there for assistance. That kind of drive alone can add stress, not to mention the expense that you don't need. I got Kelly over here shaking her head.
Yeah.
You're right about that one.
I hate that drive.
Yeah. A bonus, Community Prevention Service accepts most insurance plans as well. Give them a call for an appointment for a consultation. The number 910-353-0972. 910-353-0972. Offshore today, northeasterly winds around 10 knots, east 2 to 3 feet, 3-foot waves from the southeast every 9 seconds. They're far apart and they're gentle rollers. Sounds and rivers a light chop. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds, pretty much the same thing, 5 to 10 knots, east 2 to 3. Sounds and rivers a light chop. Friday, it's going to start to go downhill. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming easterly in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet. With the passing of Ernesto offshore, far, far offshore, those seas will build to 5 to 7 in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, mostly sunny, a high of 86. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 86. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 65. Friday, sunny, high of 87. And the weekend looks great.
Yep, except for the ocean. It's going to
Except
be
the ocean, but
big water.
on land,
Yeah.
you can everything in your yard. You can finally mow your yard. You can do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Good to go. It's going to be nice.
A lot of people tell me they're mowing their lawn, and some of them says they're kind of like baling the hay.
It's like clumpy.
I cut mine
Yeah.
really high. It's so I could let it dry out a little bit more than cut it lower.
We're going to hear a little bit more about that in about 30
Yes.
minutes from now, too. We're going to be talking with
Meredith.
our friend Meredith Kroom from over at Grants Creek Nursery. I mean, we talked to her about a month ago when we were in the middle of a drought.
That's right.
I mean, we didn't have water. We seemed like we needed to pipe in water from the North Pole or the South Pole
Right.
as it melted. But we've overcome that drought problem.
Yes,
Now
we
we have an abundance of water. And our grounds, our lawns, our gardens, my garden, part of it is drowned. I mean, just one and done. I got a question for her too. With old tomato plants that, they've seen their better days, no more fruit coming off of them. I wonder what happens instead of pulling them up if I just cut them off about 4 or 5 inches.
I don't know. If you mulch it really good and keep it covered during the winter. I had that.
When I'm talking about, would they grow? I mean, we still got plenty of growing season left.
Yes, we do.
So would they sprout and maybe come back and do some more stuff with some new growth? I got a question. So we'll ask her in about a half hour.
Right. Yes. Is that, I had that happen with a green pepper plant.
I've had
I
it
cut
happen
it
with
down
those too.
and it grew back and started producing more green peppers.
I've just never done it with tomato plants.
This year's been a loss.
Yeah. Well, I'm
It's been
still getting
terrible.
beautiful peppers out there. I've got
Oh, the
whole-
peppers I have no problems with.
The heat killed
tomatoes-
my entire garden. Gone.
The peppers too?
Everything.
Really?
I lost it all.
Well, I started
Wow.
finally growing tomatoes.
Nothing.
And
All
then with all the rain, it split them so bad. It's too much rain. And I'm just like, I could have gone and covered them, but no.
Well, I wonder what happens. During the drought, normally if you just water on plants and keep them watered as though
Right.
it's rain,
That's
the
right.
tomatoes don't do anything but ripen and you don't have to worry about them splitting. The problem
Right.
comes in either when you stop watering or when you get a lot more water.
Right.
And when you do that, you need to pick those things right away. And sometimes you need to pick them even when they're barely turning color.
Well, first problem
before
was
they
I
split.
wasn't watering them well enough during the drought.
That is the problem.
And they were growing, but they were struggling a little bit. I got that end rot, that blossom end rot, put the stuff down, took care of that. And then, of course, we had the monsoon, so everything started splitting. And I'm over it already.
All right. All right, let's check with Dr. Rose here, if I can get this thing to make the dial. There we go. And we'll see how she's doing up there in the great north. What do you think?
Great.
One ringy dingy. Two
Hello.
ringy-dingy. Good morning. Hi, is this Dr. Rose?
No.
Oh, it's Mike.
Oh, it's
Hey,
Mike. You
All right,
dialed
Mike.
the wrong
We're
person.
going to have to call you back, Mike. We got the wrong number. We'll
Right,
call you
forgot the
back
wrong
shortly.
number.
Yeah,
Mike.
give us just a few minutes and we'll
bye.
call you back.
All right.
All right, Rayford, I need you to get your life together this morning.
Yes, too much. Simmer down.
Yeah.
Yeah, simmer down.
All right, so Rayford's going to try it again. All right, so calling Dr. Rose.
We'll get it right. It's just sometimes you just have those days.
I know. All right, we'll keep talking. What's up, Lee?
So what's up? Have you been watching any of the stuff going on in Israel? Every night I'm following this YouTube channel that's displaying it, waiting to see what's going to happen.
I follow a little bit. I have a friend that travels there a lot for work. So,
Really?
yeah,
What
they're
kind of work do they do?
They're computers. Their company is
Yeah.
headquartered in Israel.
Here's another poll that just came out by Forbes. It's a poll on Trump versus Harris. Harris expands lead in latest survey, and this is by Forbes.
Who takes these surveys? How do I get surveyed? I want to be surveyed.
Well, here's the
It's
thing.
a morning consult survey. I don't know who
Real
that
quick
is.
about the surveys that will say of registered voters or registered Republicans or
Mhm.
registered, it's not likely.
Oh, listen to this.
The likely versus the people who are actually registered to vote,
Mhm.
the likely is the ones you need to look
I
at.
agree. They do need to be targeted.
with
Those are the polls to
4%,
pay attention to.
yeah, it's a Reuters and Ipsos poll released Thursday found Harris leads 42% to 37% when voters are allowed to say they don't know who they'll vote for. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, there's a lot don't, and maybe this will be Dr. Rose.
That ring just sounds like you should be eating ice cream.
Well, that would be fine too. I can
Waiting
eat
for
some
the ice cream truck.
I'm telling you.
Dr. Rose, did I get the right number this time?
Yes, you did. You always do.
No, not
Well,
this
morning.
No.
The computer took over and it reverted to a different number. It was the first time I called you out. So anyway, I had to take a pause for the calls and we got you on the line. How are things going up north?
It's going pretty well.
That's
How about you
good.
guys? How's it going?
We're fine. We have absolutely beautiful weather this morning. It was, it's still 65 degrees right here, just outside the studio, which is gorgeous. There's not a cloud in the sky and the wind's not blowing. And there's no
Humidity's high,
rain.
but there's high humidity. But
Yeah,
it's
the
not good.
humidity's up there.
I have a question, Dr. Rose, and I know I don't really want to ask this because I'm going to scratch all the rest of the
do it.
morning.
Oh,
But I
Right
just
now, I
saw
already started.
a news story 2 days ago that said that scabies is making a comeback and it's hitting hard.
Well,
Have you
it's-
heard anything on it?
At least now
Raven
it's started.
scratching? Have you heard anything
Well,
on that?
it does. Yeah, it does come. I have not had cases of scabies again yet, but it does come periodically, especially in the warmer seasons. So this would be a good time. And what happens, the way that it spreads, is because you have one kid that has it, they have a sleepover, and the kids share the cooties. What it is, it's a tiny little bug, and it lives underneath the skin. So it's very unpleasant. It spreads like crazy, especially in children, because they scratch and they take the little bug and its little eggs and they spread it somewhere else.
Yeah.
They hatch and they start going under the skin and doing the same thing. It likes the warm corners of the skin, such as the areas between the fingers. It likes the inside of the elbow. It likes the armpits. It's difficult to get it out because when you treat it, it is also for a little while in your bed linens and in your towels and in your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be easily treated. You have to put on this topical solution all over your body, leave it on for several hours. But you also have to make sure that you get all those bed linens and all the places your kids hung out with material and wash them with very, very hot water.
Burn them.
And you can't go to school with scabies, by the way, just so you know. It's one of the things you're not allowed in school with.
Sounds
Well, you
almost
shouldn't be
like
doing a lot of things with the scabies, but
Yeah.
but that's one of them. Yeah.
sounds almost like bed bugs.
Yeah, why would you do that, making me itch this
Two of the three of us are scratching just as hard as we can right
I'm
now.
having up here having
I'm itching everywhere.
uh-huh. So bad.
Well, I saw it was out in the news of a big news story, and I said I've got to ask Dr. Rose.
Well, Dr. Rose, there's another new. I'm gonna piggyback on that now, Leah,
Okay.
just because I saw an article yesterday about there's a super lice that's
What?
hard to treat coming out now. Have you seen that, Dr. Rose?
My
I have
head's
not
itching.
seen that, and I don't know what they mean by it. I'm probably familiar with it, but I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna try to pull it up.
Super lice. That
It's
means
called super lice. It
they're
was
got on
like
steroids.
a
or
drug
something?
resistant super lice.
You know, she's going to
That's
scratch the
super
rest of
light.
the day.
Yeah.
and-
It's
Okay, yes, I do know that.
It's resistant to common insecticide. How in the world would somebody get rid of that? Because school is about to start.
Oh, that is a difficult one too. And I think it became so super because we just don't get rid of it.
Right.
And
God,
we
no.
don't have the patience that our moms and our grandparents had to sit there with the little heads. You know, we're looking down on it, and we're just sitting there with the child on the floor, looking down in our child's head and picking out every single little bug and every single little nit. That
Shave
is
their
actually
heads.
the most effective way. Either that or cut the child's hair is actually the most effective way. The new products that are out there, some of them are pretty good, but you still have to go back in there and get each one of these little bugs and each nit out.
Would a fly swatter help when you just hit them and anything like that? Why?
It might cause a bit of head trauma, so that's not advisable.
Okay. Do it while they're asleep and surprise them.
I mean, yeah, no, I shouldn't have never.
You know,
asked it. I'm
Dr.
itching.
Rose, you're going to itch the rest of the
I'm
day.
itching
You're
all
gonna
day,
blame
but-
us.
We got it going.
Oh, but it says prescription meds can kill them. Just so you know, I'm on WebMD.
That's right. It has to be over the counter. Those are not very effective because we've just made them more resistant to other meds because we just don't get them out, and so the little nits will keep on living, and so they've not been as effective.
Yeah,
It used to be if somebody has that horse ivermectin. Don't
Yeah.
tell anybody I said that, and I know it's on the air, but that was the most effective
Oh.
thing, and it is legal and it's not toxic.
Okay. Now what is it called again?
Ivermectin.
Ivermectin.
Okay.
What people take for COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's what
That
people
works?
were taking. Yeah.
Huh.
You know, Timmy can get you some.
Yeah. Tractor
They
Supply.
treat horses with it.
Yeah,
too.
that's
Yeah,
right. The
yeah.
Tractor Supply stuff. So it's the liquidy stuff.
Okay.
That you sometimes
Do
will
not
give
drink it,
horses,
right?
But you can put that on the head.
Drink it. Don't drink it though, right?
Now you're not supposed to drink it for life.
Oh, I'm just checking. I just want to be sure because people will do strange things. Oh Lord. Okay. Ivermectin. Okay.
And I do have before we close a little message for parents.
Okay.
Because in the last week I've had a couple of parents who came in with their children, and their children were coughing or supposedly mildly sick, and they wound up being ones with pneumonia and the sickest kid of the day.
Oh, wonderful.
Sometimes we're not listening to that gut instinct, and we think, oh, they'll be fine, and they wind up very, very sick. So your little guys that are coughing and it doesn't go away, and they're trying to suppress their cough, and it's like 4 or 5 days later. Don't let it get to that long because pneumonia really settles in there. So if you see your child coughing and they're not faking it, kids, the people think that kids are faking everything. They're not that great at faking illness unless they don't want to go to school, and it's not school time yet. But even if there's school, pay attention to your kid's symptoms because if you let it go too far, that kid's going to be much sicker and much more difficult to treat.
Now, I would assume that when kids get this stuff, they just don't want to eat things that are really good that they generally like. Would that be a sign too?
that's it. And the other thing is that there's kind of still where normally they're jumping around all over the place and the hardest kid to control, and then they're just not, because they're focusing so much on just not showing their symptoms and just trying not to feel miserable, that they don't look overly sick. Some of these kids are very, very brave, and they don't want to show that they're sick, but you'll see them acting differently. And so just keep a keen eye out for that. And just notice your kid a little bit more, so that you don't get to that point of having to be so aggressive or having to hospitalize.
Yeah, I've read where there is an increase in pneumonia right now, which actually surprised me. This is like 400 degrees outside. Pneumonia can't survive under those conditions, I thought, but I was wrong.
It surprises us every time. So there's something called community-acquired pneumonia, which is sort of like a stealth pneumonia, and that can come any time of the year, but we've had several cases of it.
Okay, very good. Great information, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I got my back scratcher over here. I'm getting ready to go to work during this break.
So at least started it.
I know it.
You were right there with me, girl.
Thank you, Doc. Next week,
Things start this time.
I'll let you know whether we're calling or you're calling us. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a great week.
You too.
You too. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back after a good scratch.
USME.
Y'all, we are finally getting some sunshine. That means it's time to hop on over to the Richlands Piggly Wiggly to get stocked up on groceries. How about some boneless New York strip steaks for $7.99 a pound? I can smell them sizzling right now. Then we got Springer Mountain Farms whole chickens for $1.59 a pound, a clucking good deal. Forgot your blueberries for your yogurt tomorrow morning? Well, come grab your 2 pints for $5. And don't forget your fresh Eastern peaches for 99 cents a pound, full of nutrients and antioxidants to give you that boost for the day. See y'all soon at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers commercial financing and residential financing as low as 0%. With hurricane season here, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Humphrey Heating and Air also does residential and commercial plumbing, air duct cleaning for better breathing, and services all brands of HVAC. Turn to the Carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. With locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead, visit online humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way. Scott Thigpen, owner of Mixed Masters Concrete, is happy to announce the opening of East Duplin Precast LLC, specializing in durable 1,000-gallon concrete septic tanks. If you need a septic tank for your home or business, call Scott at 910-284-0547 or the plant manager, Jaime Espino, at 910-298-6153 or 910-915-9612. East Duplin Precast LLC can handle an order for one septic tank or as many as you need if you're a contractor. We're brand new. East Duplin Precast LLC specializes in durable concrete septic tanks. 3663 North Carolina Highway 24, East Beulahville. Proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Duplin, Onslow counties, and all of eastern North Carolina. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Need to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. I'm still itching, ladies. I'm still itching. So would you please simmer down, both of you? We'll explain that later. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing fine. Did I wake you up this morning?
He did.
This morning, I was halfway asleep.
Okay. Yeah. The second call was by mistake, on the computer. It hit the wrong number, but I'm glad I got you now. So what's on your mind?
Yep. Yesterday it was said on the radio that, Kamala Harris is stealing Trump's ideas. I want to clarify on one of the, on the main thing that the 4 tips, where Trump said he wanted to get rid of the tips being taxed by the IRS for people.
Okay,
With Kamala's plan, she wants to get rid of tips being taxed by the IRS for people in the hospitality industry and service industries. There's a difference because there's a scheme going on to where a lot of the hedge fund managers and CEOs of big corporations, they're now going to classify their bonuses as tips to where it doesn't get taxed. And there's also a further scheme to where once they see that gets through, they can then start classifying parts or most of their salary as bonuses, which in turn makes it tips, which don't get taxed.
You do realize that's not going to happen, right?
Especially with their high salaries.
They're already talking about it.
All right, talking about it. I can talk about going to the moon, but it ain't going to happen. I'm not going.
I would never go to space, but yeah.
So, you can talk about it all you want, but
Yeah.
it's just not.
I mean,
that's not
especially
even
somebody in that
rational.
kind of thing, they make so much money.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
know.
way they could justify that.
No.
They just would not be able to.
The Internal Revenue Service will come down and take care
Trust
of that.
me, they will. They will go. If you owe them $1, they
come-
will stalk you
They'll
till they
spend
get that dollar.
$1,000 to get that dollar.
They will.
Um,
I hate the IRS.
I know that a lot of folks will come out there and say, well, we could do this, we could do that. That's not going to happen. They're going to have to get it by a whole bunch of people. And
Who don't get along.
there are 535 of them up there in Washington, and they don't like each other.
No,
So
they
they're-
don't like themselves. What are
They're
you
not
talking
going to do
about?
that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we had to worry about that, Mike. I
Neither-
just don't.
Neither
Yeah.
Harris nor Trump can make a mandate like that.
No, neither one.
You don't think Trump has this political sway to make it happen?
Hell no.
No, I do not.
Republicans control Congress.
No.
It's sometimes he
don't
doesn't
think
have
that.
any more political sway than I've got, and I've
Yeah.
got nothing.
Yeah, no, I do. I don't think he has that kind of power at all. He might think he does, but he does not. No.
He got the tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires through.
You got tax breaks for a whole lot of folks out there, and a lot of that money went to spending and improved our economy during that period of
I
time
know.
too. Did it not?
I was taxed less
It
for
went
the
to the
first
very
time.
top.
Well, I'm taxed a lot now, and I don't like
And
it.
now I'm paying. I've never paid in my life.
Yeah. But-
So I don't
hate
get
that.
it.
I hate Owen. Yeah. I hate it.
Yeah, I got taxed back then. I got taxed now. I've been taxed all my life.
Oh no, it's gonna be good to see who can do what and follow through
I
with
got
their
a question.
promises.
They tax you after death now because they're the death taxes, right?
There are?
Yeah. People die, then they still have to pay taxes or whatever they got that turns over to somebody else. What happens if you just disappear?
Well, I guess if you can vote after you you pay taxes.
So what happens if you just disappear?
What do you mean?
Missing person. Assume a new identity. Move on. All right, Michael. I don't think that's going to be.
I don't
an
think
issue.
it will.
I don't think you have to worry about
I
that.
think they
one.
got too many other things they got to worry about.
Yeah, we got problems like there's a place called North Korea. We got Iran right now up our butts, and that's where you better be worried.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Michael.
So,
Thanks, Mike.
Mike.
Chat-
I like
chat with
I
you
like
next
it when
time.
Mike calls.
Thank you.
Yeah. I got something.
Let's do break. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
When it comes to paint and paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their paint, painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge and helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morgan City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Stars Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morgan City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's paper and print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. And coming up in about 5 minutes, we're going to be talking right after a Fox News break. We're going to be talking with Meredith Kroom from Grants Creek Nursery. We're going to talk to her about all this extra water we got hanging around out there.
The mushrooms.
Yeah, and the mushrooms. Is there a market for mushrooms? I mean, a legal market for mushrooms. I wonder. I mean, I buy them at the store all the time. Can I just go out in my garden and pick them?
Probably shouldn't do that, Rayford.
Why?
A lot of them are poisonous.
Oh. Can I get a food taster?
And did you know mushrooms can be poisonous and toxic to dogs? So don't feed them to your pets either.
I don't feed
and get them out of your yard. I've seen a lot of mushrooms growing since all this rain we've had.
That happened to one of my dogs.
We used to call those things toadstools.
Well, you don't let your pets eat them, and people need to go get them out of their yard. And don't pick them up and throw them on the ground. Like literally pick them up and I would pick them up and put them in a bag and throw them in there. Yeah, you don't let your pets.
I had a
eat 'em.
basset hound that ate a bunch and had to take him to the vet and induce vomiting
It's
in
bad.
order to get it out of his
Yeah.
system.
Really?
Kill our
It was
pets.
it
Yeah.
was it was bad.
Okay, you got something.
I got two
Kelly.
things. I don't know which one to work with first.
Okay.
You know, we've heard stories in the past of daycare centers that made parents question leaving their kids at. I mean, they don't like them or whatever.
Yeah, do they still have cameras in those places?
Well, I don't know, but I tell you what,
They
Should
used
be
to.
required.
there is finally I've apparently figured out what you got to do to get shut down as a daycare facility. There's a Wren and Willow Montessori School in Raleigh. They serve children under the age of 6. The state just revoked their license.
Why?
Let me tell you why.
That sounds like it would be a
And it-
legitimate place right up front.
Yes. Well,
Not so.
the investigation, so the license got revoked on August 6th. The investigation began January 11th. They said the school, if you're a parent, you probably ought to turn this off right now because you will be mad. I don't know why some of these parents didn't go to jail because I would have stormed that place. So they had several violations. So first, it started with not complying with safe sleep practice. They put an infant in a swaddle instead of a sleep sack. That started with that.
Put
But
them in a water?
a swaddle instead of a sleep sack. Okay, there's state has very rules on.
What's a swaddle and what's a
That's
sleep
where you wrap
sack?
them all
you
up like a little mummy.
You bind them. I hate
Yes,
swaddling.
I
And
do
then
Oh, that's like straight jacket.
it's
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. And a
Okay,
sleep
well,
sack
gotcha.
is, you got a little movability.
Right.
So anyway, they found that the co-owner administrator, her name is Wendy Lee, because I sure am going to name her. She placed, you know what a trifold project board that kids use for
Yes.
projects, when you go give your little presentation in class, you buy them anyway,
Yeah,
they're cardboard.
Something we
So
used
it gets
to do
better.
too.
So they because what happened was the state did a surprise inspection. That's how a lot of this came out because they'd gotten a bunch of complaints and they're like, oh, something's not right. You got one parent complaining, okay. But when you start getting multiple, so they just showed up because, if you give everybody warning you're coming, I think that happened before.
yeah,
They
well, they
cleaned it
cleaned
up,
up.
make it look great. So anyway, so they came in there. They had put trifold project boards around cribs where the workers could not see them. So you couldn't check on the babies or the kids in the cribs. Then they found super loud sound machines going where you couldn't hear the children while they're sleeping. Then they one of them put a cardboard. The child had started crying. So instead of going to the child, they put the cardboard over it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. So then in May 2023, they made a 5-year-old to sit in feces soil clothing for several hours to quote teach the child a lesson. Now I'd have gone to jail over that one. And they let the administrator let a bottle fed crying infant forcefully fed the child that was crying, like forced them to feed. That's cruel. I went to jail over that one too. They wouldn't let children. The facility was noted for they wouldn't let a child wash their hands.
Why?
Because they said the child was clogging the sink with paper towels. So they're like, you can't wash your hands now. Then a 1-year-old got a chipped tooth. The parent, this is where it got better. The parents had to treat this child medically, and there was a medical report. The doctor's like, look, this kid, but the state was not sent a report, which is required by law. They didn't do that. So then there were electrical cords accessible. They did not feed children. A 3-year-old, didn't get fed for 5 and 6 hours on January 4th and January 8th. They did not perform fire drills, which they're required to do. Infants were placed on boppy pillows to do their bottles. That's so you.
What these pillows?
They're these round pillows and got kind of like a hole in the middle, but you don't put a baby on them to feed ever. Anybody with any degree of intelligence knows that.
I didn't know it.
And they would just prop the bottles up. You never prop a baby's bottle up anyway. You just don't do that for a whole variety of reasons. Then they were using blankets. One infant was put in the bed with a blanket over their face to sleep, another no-no. And then the best part of all, now this is where I would have busted the doors down. Parents were denied access to go inside the facility during normal pickup hours.
I don't think so.
I would have kicked that door down. So anyway, there's a lot. So in Raleigh, but this is why I tell parents all the time, know your facility. And if go the one that they will send you videos throughout the day, you can check on your kid. Because for a lot of people, it is a lot of stress for a parent to have to put their kid in daycare anyway. So that's what I would say. And if you notice something not right, report it. Report to the state.
I would. I would also suggest you look for daycare facilities that have cameras that you can dial into anytime
That's
from
what
your
I'm
computer
saying,
at work, anywhere, and see without them sending you stuff.
Yeah.
You just dial them up.
Because if they don't have that, that
Spy
would be a
on them.
huge red flag to me.
Yeah,
first.
it would be for
especially
me
as
too.
much money as they're charging.
Yep.
Some people paying like $500, $600, $700 a week to put their kid there, and y'all can't afford cameras. You can get them on Amazon.
Yeah.
Come on, no.
Well, we got a couple extra ones around here.
Yeah. So
Okay. Very good. Let's take a break, do a little bit of news, Fox News, and then come back. We're going to talk with Meredith about the news of the yard. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The presidential candidates fanning out across the country.
The locations these campaigns are targeting are not a surprise. Former President Trump is expected to travel from Florida to Asheville, North Carolina today. His running mate, J.D. Vance, will speak to a rally in battleground Michigan and Byron Center in the southwest region of Grand Rapids. Today's focus for the former president will be, of course, on the economy.
Fox's Mike Emanuel, 24 days on the press conference or interview with a reporter for Vice President Harris since becoming the top of the Democratic ticket. But former Republican candidate for President Nikki Haley offers some advice for her party.
One thing Republicans have to stop doing, quit whining about her. We knew it was going to be her. She's not going to give an interview.
Haley on Fox's special report. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
About a minute after 8 o'clock. And joining us by phone right now, the one, the only, Meredith Kroom from Grants Creek Nursery. Good morning, Meredith. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Oh,
Good
we're fine. There's a brilliant sun out there. There's no wind. Moderate, 66 degrees here at the studio. A little humid, but it's okay. And my yard is full of water.
Feels great.
My boat's floating in the front yard. What do I do about that? Tie it down?
Well, I would first contact your local marina and see if they have a slip for it, because it shouldn't be in your front yard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, the yard is kind of wet, and my garden is soaked all the way through, and I've lost some stuff, but that's what I want to call you about. There are some precautions and things out there. Some people are talking about they got what we used to call toadstools everywhere, mushrooms growing all over the place. Well, first of all, what do we do about those suckers?
Well, I mean, they're, fungi like to grow in areas where there's a lot of like natural compost degrading things, and also where it's really wet. So we usually see a kind of bloom of mushrooms pop up in people's yards this time of year anyway. Just, when we get that wetter and it starts to cool off a little bit, those things will start to pop up here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, it's not a huge issue. If you start to have an issue, what you'll usually see is in those areas, there will be patchiness in your turf. You'll usually see like a ring. And that's indicative that you actually have a fungus in your grass. The mushrooms I'm not super concerned about. It's just when it starts making patchiness into your turf.
Yeah.
With all of the flooding that we've had, honestly, our cooler or warmer season grasses like what we have, centipede, St. Augustine, Bermuda, zoysia, those are, God gave us warm season grasses for a reason here on the coast, because he knew that we would deal with flooding and hurricanes. So they're pretty good with dealing with flood. Bermuda is your number one turf grass that tolerates flooding the best. and it usually is pretty resilient and pops right back. What the biggest concern is, once the floodwaters recede and you've got silt sitting on top of your sod, you need to get that sprayed off. If you have things like maybe mats or larger items that have laid out on top of your grass turf areas, those need to get up off of the grass immediately, because if they don't, it's going to kill what's underneath of them. Washing that silt down with just a water hose, you can lightly power wash it. Don't go crazy. Same thing with your plants. If it's got a cover of salt or silt, go ahead and spray those down. I would not use a power washer on my plants. Just spray them down with a water hose. If it's a really thick silt, you can actually use like a capful of Dawn dish detergent and spray that on there with a hand sprayer or a backpack sprayer. Let it sit for about a minute, and then go back and wash it off again with just water from the water hose.
Wow.
So far as your yard is concerned and the turf, like I said, getting that silt out and off of those areas is the biggest thing. Give it some time. Right now, this time of year, it's too late to be fertilizing. Do not fertilize. If you encounter a situation where you just have a really large amount of silt build up in one area, you might need to aerate that when it's appropriate to do so. But you need to give your turf some time just to recover and to see what's going to happen. The crown of the turf grass that's right there at the soil level, it's that part that looks wider than the rest of the blade that's green and it's soil level. If that's mushy, then that grass plant has died. You might have to reseed or even resod in areas. Right now, we can still reseed with Bermuda or Centipede, whatever seed you want to use. It's still going to be hot, getting hot pretty quickly. It is only August. So ryegrass right now might not be the best option. If you need something that's going to take hold for erosion very quickly, I recommend like a coastal contractor's mix or a contractor's mix. Either one of those would be fine to just get some erosion issues taken care of immediately.
Okay, my neighbor put down some sod. It had sort of a bare spot. He got rid of all the weeds and stuff that was in it. Then he covered it with some really nice sod about a month or so ago. It's a lighter green than the rest of the turf around it. It was really a much lighter green before the rains started. And he was watering it pretty much every day at that time. Hasn't had to do that lately, but it doesn't look like it's dying. It looks healthy, but it's just a lighter shade of green than the other stuff that he's got.
He might have, he could have, gotten a different turf grass than what he initially has there. Because Centipede is a lighter green color than what your Bermudas and Zoysias are. So he could have inadvertently just gotten a wrong piece of sod. Didn't know what he already had there and threw something down there to make a patch. Or it could be that also with the heat stress that we had, and when you're growing sod out in the field versus taking it to a lawn that's probably irrigated regularly, that sod is probably going to be a little bit lighter in color because most of the sod fields around here do not have irrigation on their sod fields. We've got 250 acres. We don't irrigate our sod fields. It would just be way costly and time consuming to do that. So
I'm sure
that sod that came out of the sod field might have been not as watered as much or had not gotten as much rain. And when he put it beside the new sod, it looked different because his yard was probably irrigated or he's been out there watering it himself.
Yeah. Well, when he put it down, it looked about the same as everything else. So then it kind of turned a little bit lighter shade of green. So he may have too much water, huh?
Well, most likely because it was a little bit lighter in color eventually, like not initially. It's probably just because the sod hadn't taken root very well yet and wasn't getting as much nutrients and water as what the sod around it was.
Okay. Well, I'll pass that along to him as well. My garden, okay, my tomatoes got way too much water, and they're kind of pretty much one and done. My pepper plants, they're doing great. Gangbusters, but my tomato, can I cut off? Normally when they get to dying like this is a little bit earlier than normal. I just pull them up and chunk them, right? But can I cut those suckers off like 6 inches above the ground. And,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And they might come back.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've actually had a
good
couple
to
plants
know.
this year that
All
I
right.
had one that broke off.
Uh-huh.
And it was about 5 foot tall. It broke off about a foot and a half above the ground. I just made a really nice clean cut and left it staked, and it started flushing back out with new growth and set tomatoes on it. So you can certainly, if you've got tomatoes, as long as that root system is healthy,
Mhm.
then you might have enough time to still get you a couple of, August, September tomatoes. That's not unheard of by any stretch of the
Okay.
imagination.
Well, good.
Good to
Um,
know.
Pruners
keep them
come out
on
today.
your regular fertilizing schedule. I would probably wait maybe another week, let it kind of dry out a little bit. If you were somewhere that got a lot of salt spray, then you need to make sure that you're flushing the salts off
Mhm.
of those root systems. That's going to go for your sod, your trees, your shrubs, and your garden. So if you're in an area that got a lot of salt, just simply go back out there and water them really good. I know that sounds odd. You don't want to water on top of water. Leave it alone for a minute.
Right.
But as soon as the flood levels recede, you can go out there and start using regular hose water and just flush those root systems to get the salts off of the root systems.
Great stuff there. And,
great
it brings me
advice.
back to 6 years ago with that little hurricane called the F word, Florence.
Yeah.
And when I had a really beautiful rosemary bush. And that rosemary bush, we live, Country Club is some distance from the ocean, but apparently there was enough salt that was coming down that it pretty well messed up my rosemary plant.
Wow.
Right.
I guess that's not unheard of around here.
No, it's not. I mean, a lot of, you'd be surprised how much salt is also coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So just depending on where you're, that can cause an effect too.
Yeah.
The other thing that I do want to mention really quick, 2 things. This is going to rejuvenate that seed bank, that weed seed bank in your turf grass.
Uh-oh.
So, you're going to have another issue to contend with. You want to be on the lookout for fungus. In fall is the best time to start spraying for turf fungus. So a good turf fungicide is not going to hurt anything to apply that here in the fall, especially with all the flooding that we've had. So homeowners can do that. Number 2,
turf
keep in mind
fungicide.
that weed seed bank might be extra when you start seeing the spring flush come in. So just be prepared to deal with that. And the third thing is, I recently heard somebody say this and it really resonated. Just because it's not down doesn't mean it's not dead. A lot of people will start to see, especially in high flood areas, their trees and their shrubs might not have gone down with the wind and the rain. However, that doesn't mean that tree's not going to die. A lot of times after hurricanes and floods like this, we see really late damage up to a year or so after the event has occurred. So just keep that in mind if you start seeing in your yard just quote unquote randomly die.
Okay, that's caused like excess water for the roots. Is it just drowns them or something?
Yeah, it can be a drowning situation. A lot of trees and shrubs, different ones can tolerate, different flood levels better. Different ones can also tolerate salt levels better. So down toward the beaches, when you have those yards that have flooded, they might have something like, not like not a live oak or a weeping willow. Those 2 things can definitely tolerate more salt and more water. Something more ornamental like a cherry tree, they're not going to do well. And don't be surprised if they just kind of drop.
We had a couple of dogwood that a few years back when we had so much water.
Yeah.
And I'm having right now. I got a really nice fig tree out here, but it's been around for a few decades now. But we had planted another fig tree from that system, dug up one of the roots as it, a branch came down and we covered it up and we had a really nice little fig tree going. But it's never gone anywhere. And it came off this spring, beautiful leaves on it, filled up again. And then it's just dropped all the leaves. It looks like it's the middle of the wintertime. It looks dead. Probably is, right?
So So not necessarily. A lot of your trees and your shrubs, in order to survive, will go into a dormancy period.
Uh-huh.
And you might see kind of like when it gets really hot in the summer and your grass starts to turn brown. It doesn't necessarily mean it's dead. It's just going into dormancy so that it can live.
Oh, okay.
It's a self-preservation type thing. So don't be surprised when you see leaves from the trees start to fall early or start to turn fall colors early or might even completely defoliate. I would not worry about that. Just give it some time. It might start to flush out with new leaves before the winter comes in. It might not flush out with new leaves until next spring. But that is a survival tactic that plants use in order to preserve. Because when you have a plant that's trying to survive and, generate new root growth and make sure that the rest of the tree or the shrub is doing well, it's going to have to give something up. And so it's going to drop foliage so it doesn't have to put its energy in generating all those leaves and, the chlorophylls and the sugars and all of that stuff. It's going to drop its leaves in order to survive.
So we need to give it another year, and if new leaves come back on
Just
it,
be
it's still
patient.
good to go, right?
Yep. If the new leaves flush back out in the spring, you're good to go. If they
All right.
don't, you got your.
Wow, you've given me new hope now with the garden.
Yeah. I'm anxious with my maters. I'm going to be cutting those things back right away
Yeah.
instead of pulling them
Yeah,
up like
I
normal.
cut them back, give them a shot of fertilizer next week, and maybe you can get
Good
you
to
a good
know.
fall crop.
Oh, that'd be good. I love fresh tomatoes in the fall.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Meredith, thank
you're
you as always. Great information.
so valuable.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thanks, Meredith.
Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, this is Chris Rader from Sports Talk. Make sure you tune in Thursday night at 6 p.m. live from Richlands High School. We'll be in the press box for the Richlands varsity football team versus the Jacksonville varsity football team in a live scrimmage. We'll also be having our football preview issue. We'll also be having people stopping in, guests all night long from the sports field. We'll see you on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Summer vacation season is here, and if your plans include hitting the road to do some traveling, then make sure to visit to Silent Service Centers on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle. A trip to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind, with the best value on all name brand tires, and the largest selection of used tires in the area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. And one is really nice is there's no long wait time. Silent Service Center knows you are busy and will have you back on the road in a hurry. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Main Street in Maysville. Half-cut strip loin, just $6.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast is only $4.99 a pound. How about Boston butt pork roast? Just $1.79 a pound. Western ribs for pork steaks are $2.79 a pound. St. Louis style ribs are $2.49 a pound. And whole chickens are only $1.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your Maysville Piggly Wiggly, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, 2 pints of sweet blueberries are only $5. Eastern peaches, 99 cents a pound. Yellow or zucchini squash is only $1.59 a pound. How about jumbo bell peppers, just 99 cents each? And red, ripe, whole seedless watermelons are $4.99. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street, where good things cost less, Main Street, Maysville. And before I forget, you get 2 6-packs of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $9. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, Main Street, Maysville, on your way to and from the beach. Remember, stay big with the pig.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
The Marine forecast brought to you by Community Prevention Service. Whether you're having issues with substance abuse, a lot of folks get into that. Perhaps you were prescribed pain medications to help with recovery following surgery some time ago. A lot of folks get into that situation, and you still felt concern or fear over pain after the pills ran out. You might not have had real pain. You may have just been concerned about it, and you just knew, you just felt like you were going to get into pain, but you couldn't get any more of the pills legitimately. And then you start thinking about, well, maybe I can find something. Maybe I can self-medicate. That might sound like a solution. Yeah, a lot of people do. That solution can lead to bigger problems.
Yes.
While it may not be a physical addiction, it can easily become a psychological addiction. That's where the counselors at Community Prevention Service can help you. The staff is made up of trained professionals, and they have the experience to tackle most any problem you have. They have your best interest at heart. They actually want to help you. They monitor your progress and work out treatment plans with you as you progress. Community Prevention Service is a locally owned company with facilities at 918 Henderson Drive. No need to drive all the way to Raleigh, to Charlotte, to Chapel Hill, to Durham. No worry about it. You can do it right here. That kind of drive alone can add stress, not to mention the expense that you really don't need. A bonus, Community Prevention Service accepts most insurance plans. Give them a call today for an appointment for a consultation. 910-353-0972. That's 910-353-0972. Offshore today, yes, and yes. Northeasterly winds around 10 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, 3-foot waves from the south every 9 seconds, a gentle swell. Sounds and rivers a light chop. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds 5 to 10, seas 2 to 3, sounds and rivers a light chop. Enjoy today and tomorrow. Friday, it's going to look great, but be prepared. Northeasterly winds in the morning 5 to 10. They'll switch around to the east in the afternoon. Seas going to be building 3 to 5 to begin with, 5 to 7 in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Well, I would say so. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 87. Northeast wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly clear with a low around 64. Thursday, sunny with a high near 86. Friday and Saturday, sunny with highs near 88.
All right. Again, if you want to chat with us, we're going to have a little bit of time here, but I got something to say first, and some of you are going to want to react, so you may as well get ready to do it.
Ooh.
Lee C. Barrows, LEECBARROWS at gmail.com. Send her an email, or you can go to Facebook Messenger and send us a message on our Facebook page with your name and your telephone number, including your area code. If you want to put down what it's about, that's all well and good. We'll take it and give us one leg up when we call you. But we have to call you. We're still without, as you should know by now, our 2 telephone interface kits. There are little boxes there that connect to the telephone line, and then the output of that connects to our console. It's a special device because it has to be two-way. You have to be able to hear us as well. So it's out for repairs. Thanks to lightning strike, it took out both of them. One was fried, maybe beyond repair, but they're going to check it. And the other one will be up for repairs. Otherwise, we got to buy new stuff. And if you want to buy some advertising to help us buy new stuff, you're welcome to give Lee a call. You've got her email right there as well. Give her, send her an email. Tell her you'd like to buy some spots. If you've got a company out there, that would be great. We've got a number of spots available right now. Get in on the ground floor. Now, is there even one person out yonder amongst y'all listening about the current state of the country? Biden is count, unable to make any serious decisions in the event of most anything that happens. The vice president is trying to convince voters that she actually has what it takes to be president. Seriously, who is in Washington right now? Who is in Washington right now who can take charge in case the United States is attacked today, tomorrow, or Sunday morning? Let me give you an answer to that. First, with the scenario, 911. The anniversary, by the way, is only weeks away. The president was in Florida at that time. The VP was immediately evacuated to a bunker in Washington on that fateful day. All commercial and private planes were grounded. Air Force One hopscotched around the country, leaving Florida immediately with fighter escorts. All transponders were turned off on all military planes and of course, Air Force One to keep from being tracked. But even from afar, the president at that time was able to relay commands as needed from Air Force One. It's a flying mobile command center. What would happen today? Given Iran's threats against Israel and the United States, are we to take this lightly with a defective president and a VP who is incompetent? Are you concerned in the least? Forget about the political posturing right now from Republicans and Democrats. Just forget about that. I don't care. This is today. This is real life. And in my opinion, this is not a drill. And as an experienced boater, this ship has no one at the helm and is on a potential collision course with reality. The difference between today and 9/11, we were dealing with terrorists back then. Yes, they were protected and funded by radical America-hating countries, but there was not an overt act of support of a military organization from one of those countries, as there is today with Iran. Iran has a full-time military. They have mid-range missiles. They have nuclear weapons. Beyond the scenes, they have the support of Russia and North Korea. Iran is not planning to create confusion like the terrorists were doing. They're planning to kill all of us and take over the United States. So now what? We have a country that has literally millions of illegal migrants who have been allowed to remain in the United States until they can present their case for asylum. Who are these people? We don't know. We know they're from all over the world. We've caught enough and turned them loose into this country. We know where they're from. They've overwhelmed the Border Patrol, outnumbering the agents and officers who are standing watch there with the impossible mission of protecting this country from foreign invasion. So again, I'll ask you, Are you comfortable with the position we're in, or should I say predicament that we're in? One that we have allowed the leaders of this country to put us in. Hopefully, regardless of November, that we can get our leaders, get we can trust to be able to handle the next attacks we will be subjected to. We are going to be attacked one way or the other.
Well, we've been saying that. You've got Biden, who has backed out of running for president, so he's more or less your lame duck
He's
president
incompetent.
right now.
He's useless.
He has issues. And then you've got Kamala, who is busy campaigning. I mean, who is running the White House?
Who's in charge?
Exactly.
Who do you call? Ghostbusters?
Nancy and Barack.
Well, Barry's not the president.
That's true, but
I don't know what you do. I don't know where we stand. I don't even know what we would do. It would look like probably there would be our military would step up to the plate. I mean, what else would you think would happen?
Right.
I'm just at a loss for words. And when you look at things like that and look at it like I do realistically, because I'm a realist, I am concerned about that.
Right.
Seriously, yeah. But I can holler, yeah, we're gonna get all of our guns. We got enough guns. We don't have enough guns to deal with the military might of Iran, particularly when they get backed up and have taken a few strikes at us that will scare us to death right up front. Phil, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good. Haven't talked to you guys in a while. I want to listen to you.
And how have you been, Phil? How's Ohio?
Getting settled.
Good.
You ready to come home yet? You miss us yet?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm glad I wasn't there for that little tropical storm.
Well, that didn't do anything. That's just a little rain.
Watching.
It was just all rain.
That was just rain. We didn't even have any
lucky.
wind of any consequence.
But the weather people was making it sound worse than what it was. So.
They do all the time.
But I'm calling. I'm kind of irritated with DSS because my dad gets Medicaid also, and the only thing they do is they pay for part of his Medicare. It took almost 3 weeks to get a letter. I got the phone call Monday and everything. They sent me an email where my dad can apply for the here in Ohio.
Really?
And we started calling like a day or two after, the first weekend of August. And we left messages and all this and that. And I had to call the government complex and make a complaint this past Friday. This past Monday, lady called me from DSS and everything. It took almost 3 weeks to get this piece of paper where my dad could file for Medicaid here in Ohio.
I'm sorry for that.
And
It's just
yes, I mean, and he has several. Right before we left North Carolina, he had kidney failure, so he has to see a nephrology doctor, along with other doctors that he has to see. And they can't do nothing until he gets his Medicaid and all that, along with his Medicare. So that kind of irritates me about that situation.
I would be irritated.
As it should.
So,
You should be irritated. And you can't talk to anybody on the phone, can you?
What's that, sir?
And you can't talk to anybody on the phone. You can't get through, can you?
You have a message.
Yeah.
And that lady says, we'll call you back within 5 days.
Yeah, they lie.
Well, yep.
It's hard to get through
So
to anybody.
I know some commissioners are listening, and I just want to throw that out. And that's the first time we ever had issues with DSS on my dad's part.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about Department of Social Security or Department of What are you talking
Social
about?
services.
Social services,
Really,
right?
DSS.
Now,
Yeah.
that's in
That
Ohio,
handles
right?
the Medicaid.
Right.
No, this is in North Carolina.
Oh, is it?
We had issues with.
Huh.
Yes, because we had to get a letter stating when the last date that North Carolina was paying for his Medicaid.
Ah.
And my dad got like $23 a SNAP, food stamps. And he had to get a letter stating that too, the last date that he
Well,
received
what's the
SNAP.
problem in getting that letter? I mean, can't you?
I had to force them to email it to me. The lady said, well, we usually don't email it. I said, I need that letter where we can get things rolling here in Ohio.
Uh-huh. Do you have the letter yet?
Yes, I already got it.
Okay, so, all right.
Well, that's a good
But it
thing.
took me calling the government complex and talking to one of the supervisors that's over DSS to get this taken care of. And I don't like doing that.
Well, after I started the bottom, I don't go to the middle person anymore. I go to the top of the food chain, and I just move that way. If I can't get to the bottom, all they do is send you up to somebody up the middle of the pole, the middle of the totem pole. No, I don't want to do that anymore. If you can't help me in the bottom, then I just go to the top of the pile and work my way down.
Yes. And yeah, the town that I'm living in right now is less than 1,000 people.
Wow.
So in Ohio, it's nice and quiet. So
I was just going to say.
the only thing I really miss is listening to the helicopters fly over my house.
When in 1976, I left Jacksonville, been here most of my life at that time, all but 3.5 years. And at that time, I moved to Wilmington, and the first thing that I noticed was the quietness. I did not have 53s and 46s and the Hueys, which was the primary in those days.
Yeah.
I did not have any of those. And finally, when they started getting med flights in and out of there, I said, oh my God, I feel like I'm back at home now. Because it was really difficult to get used to the silence. It's scary.
Yes.
So I don't.
And there's a lot more. I forgot how bad Ohio is. This is where I'm from. The rudeness of some people here. They are so rude.
Really? In Ohio?
Yes.
What do they do? They moved from New York or something?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know, but I'm not in Columbus where I grew up at, and because there's been shootings. It's just as bad as Chicago.
Oh man, hate to hear that.
Mm.
Sorry. We got a place for you down here anytime you want to come, Phil. Move on down.
But I'm about 45 minutes to an hour from Columbus. So
Oh, there you go.
Southeast. So I don't have to deal with that headache, the traffic and everything.
Sure.
And the smog.
Sounds
but yeah, that
peaceful.
was my main complaint was about DSS. I know there's county commissioners that's listening.
Oh yeah, I know there's at least one right now, and he's probably said wanting to Sam Hill. So we'll find
Right.
out.
We will. Well, thanks for
Yes,
calling,
sir.
Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Do
Good
call
luck.
us
Keep in
again.
touch and everything.
All right, thank you.
I don't want the winter, the cold. Nope.
Yeah.
I have to leave up here for things.
I want you to talk to us while you're shoveling snow one morning. How's
Oh.
that? Just keep your language as
All right, have
palatable
a
as
good one,
possible.
guys.
You too, Phil.
You too, Phil.
Let's go ahead and take a break. We're going to reach out there to Mike again and find out he wants to. I guess he wants to follow up on what I had to say. But
He wants to add on something
it's always my opinion. That's what I've got, and I'll listen to yours. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance. With new options that are available now, Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, washers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories. Start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
On ham radio, nice times when we had these networks. The Amateur Radio Club has a meeting on the network, right?
Yes.
We all get on, talk to each other. We just do a round table. We go through one to the other. We call it a rag chew, and then we get through with all through with that. And
that's pretty
the
cool.
net control says, anybody want second helpings? So anybody that wants to say something again can do so.
That's
We're
right.
going to go to Mike right now for second helpings. Hey, Michael.
Like Mike.
I like something. Second helping.
I do too. I just thought it was appropriate today.
I just want to the presidential power to shut down the border. When President Trump shut down the border, and y'all remember when that happened, if you remember, it wasn't actually a presidential power that he had, and which why they got opened back up. It actually went to the courts, and it was found that he didn't have the power to do it. So that's why in this last iteration of the immigration bill, they include that power for the president where they can make it part of his powers to close down the border. I know it would be a circular argument about, certain things about when it comes to that immigration bill. So don't even want to delve into it too much because we don't have much time. But ultimately, it runs down to this. The Republican Party had control of the House of Representatives for the last 8 years, I believe, right? Where's their bill to fix immigration?
I don't think they've got it out of committee anywhere. I don't think there's been one that they could even take to the floor, which would have been a useless amount of conversation. I'm blaming all of the above right now. I don't believe they can get it. I don't believe they got enough people together that can actually agree on any kind of an immigration bill. The first immigration bill needs to stop immigration that's coming right now. We need to put a close to the border. Now, that is a simple process. Then we can go through and fix whatever the input of immigration is. Right now, we need to put a stop to it. We do not know what's coming into this country. Well, we do actually, because we've intercepted a bunch of them. Those that we intercept are going to be a tip of the iceberg. We do not get all of the dope that's coming in, even though we get tons of it. We don't get all of the bad illegals that are coming in, even though that's just the tip of the iceberg. We know that. We're not stupid. Those who say we get it all or get a majority of it, they're absolutely fooling nobody but themselves.
Here's my common sense solution to the border, right? I believe that we should treat it like our forward operating base, like we do overseas and in our military bases, like I was at, to where we build something like the Great Wall of China. I do believe in the wall. We actually build a Great Wall of China. We actually have motion sensors on the ground to where you can dig tunnels. UVs, drones that can fly around and do aerial surveillance, response teams, barracks for the border patrol, increased border patrol agents. Some of that stuff was in the last bill. The presidential power to shut down the border, that needs to be codified in the law to where we won't have a problem. And you approach our border, and actually like a little minefield that's on the U.S. land, approaching our actual wall, to where you got to navigate that. If you feel froggy, and treat it as you approach, you cross that certain line, and you die. Just like we treat it like over there across seas. We could do it.
We can.
It's a little barbaric, but
it is a little barbaric. But you know what? I don't disagree with you. I just have a problem with giving one person, i.e., the president, and I don't care whether it's Donald Trump, or whether it's a Kamala Harris, or whether it's Barry Obama or George W. Bush. I don't really care. I have a problem with giving one person that much power so that, depending upon which way the wind is blowing this morning, that they can shut down a border, and it has to be shut down with nothing included about how long it will be shut down or what kind of circumstances we can use. Yes, during the time of a war, on 9/11, the borders had to be shut down. They should have been shut down. It should have been shut down even more. Right? Because we did not know what was coming next. I did not know what was coming that day. Did you? Were you in fear that day? Were you concerned that day? Even after, we had 3 attacks there. After all of those attacks, were you concerned that there may be more coming?
Definitely was. I was in high school and in the library watching it on TV when it happened, and that pretty much spurred me into joining the Army.
Well,
yeah,
glad it did. Thank you.
Thank
you for doing that. But I don't want one man to have that power except under emergency wartime like conditions. It doesn't have to be wartime, a wartime like conditions, which 9/11 was. That way you shut it down. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. But under routine, okay, I woke up this morning and I didn't get along with my wife, so let me shut that border down. No, absolutely not. Do you understand where I'm coming from there? You
Yeah, I
just
understand that.
you
And-
can give
but
Biden
I'm pretty sure.
you could give Biden the power to do it and feel comfortable with it. You could give Trump the power to do it, and you may or may not feel comfortable with it. I don't feel comfortable with either one of them having that much power.
hmm But then there's a system of checks and balances. You know, you do that, then there should be a system to where they either get done or there be consequences for doing it without action. You know, for no reason. That's when people will
They got a
point
reason.
to. Well, there's Congress and there's impeachment and all
Yeah,
this stuff.
well, yeah, and that
which we all know that's all crap.
it's a farce. It doesn't go anywhere. All right, Michael. Thank you, sir.
So yeah,
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for the second helpings. Hope they were as good as the first. All right, we'll talk to you later, Mike.
All
Be
right, y'all
good.
take care.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Onslow County, this is your Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional advice and a superior service. Welcome to Lane & Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997. With locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back here. And we got the one, the only Chris Martin stuff to
Hello,
straighten out, right, Chris?
Well, good morning, Rayford and Lee. I'm not sure if I can straighten anything out, but and Rayford, I agree for the president to have that much power to arbitrarily himself do it, but it was actually Congress that did it, and it went deep all the way back to 1918.
Yes,
and I think when President Trump did, he felt that the illegal immigrants, I don't know why they're called aliens. The old days aliens were lost in space.
They are illegal. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, he thought that they were, and they are in theory, actually, in fact, they are a danger to our, to the United States and to the citizens, because of the illegal drugs that are coming in. And there's more things that we could talk about, but we're short on time, I know. He did it because he felt it was in the best interest of the United States citizens and to protect the United States citizens. I think that's why he did it. Hopefully in next year if he's sworn in, maybe better explanation. Similar to Kamala Harris right now. She won't sit down with anybody to have a one-on-one conversation right now.
Right.
Interesting. And Trump had his, and he has alleged that his party,
her
which
advisors,
is a federal offense.
Yeah, her advisors are telling her, do not sit down. You have no reason to sit down. And of course, they're all referring to the polls right now. But again, the polls are taken of every registered voter. They're not taken of every likely voter. There is a big difference. You know that. We've been through that before, Chris. There's a big difference in the people who vote and the people who are registered to vote.
Well, there's already accusations that people are getting things and they're not registered voters yet. They're getting things in the mail for them to vote. It's very sad where we're at now versus where we were back in the 70s. I think mainstream media has a lot to do with it. You've got to go to certain places to find the truth.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
And then verify.
And to be honest with you, this program is great because it lets you to express your opinion. Simple as that, Rayford. You made a good point. This is your opinion when you made your statement. Lee has her opinions. I have mine. Steve, Mike. Everybody has their opinions. That's good. The thing is, again, you have to study, understand what you're voting for, who you're voting for, and if they are qualified to lead that particular thing, whether it's your state, your city, your county, or the United States of America.
Absolutely. I would.
That's about. You sort of. Go ahead, Rayford.
No, one question. I won't go back to what I was talking about earlier. I just want to ask everybody: are you comfortable today? There will be one of two people elected. One of those individuals will become the next president of the United States. We are on. This is 1940. We are on the brink of being dragged into a war. Are you comfortable with either of these individuals? It's going to have to be one or the other. Which one of these individuals are you more comfortable with today? That's the question that I would ask.
I would say by default, it would be President Trump, only because President Harris has no proven record of dealing with anybody or anything important. She's not.
She's failed miserably.
That Waltz is talking about his service and stuff. He's not qualified.
Oh, no.
I only think by default it would be Trump.
Yeah, I really hate that it has to come down to that. But given what's occurring in this world now, given that we have been listed by Iran as a target, we have all missiles aimed at us. Of course, they're short range. They probably won't get here, but you know what? Iran's got other ways of getting here.
Sure they do.
So we just, there are issues out there, and I have concerns.
Give me Trump.
I just don't know that Kamala has I don't think she has. I'm pretty sure she does not have the get up and go that I need to have for a decision that has to be made now.
Well, I'm going to let you guys wrap out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll
Chris.
talk to you later. All right, real quick, wrap it up here. The 8 o'clock midterm advisory, if you want to call it that. Tropical storm Ernesto is still a tropical storm. It has winds of 70 miles per hour. It is increasing in speed. The central pressure is dropping. That's one of the issues. And one of the things you look at is now 991 millibars, and it is dropping. And when you look at that, that means it's going to be strengthening. 70 mile per hour sustained winds near the center. It's on a northwestward course, going to be changing around to the north a bit and then switching around further over the next day or two towards the northeast. It's not going to impact us here on the East Coast, except with bigger water. We're going to have some high surf beginning around Friday, and we're going to have rip currents beginning around Friday along North Carolina. Y'all be careful out there. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We got a whole lot more to discuss this week.
Yes,
and tomorrow we got Millard time, and we don't know what else we'll have.
That's right.
Okay, 10 o'clock in about an hour, we're going to have another dose of the Daily D's with Rick D's. And at 3 o'clock, he's going to give it over to Chris, Hollywood man. He's going to chunk that football straight at him and say, you know what? You got football season coming up here shortly.
Can't wait
so
to hear
what's going to be happening?
Chris has got to say.
And then at tomorrow morning, it's Ussens again.
That's right.
So just simmer down between now and then, and we'll take care of it.
Simmer down, y'all.
And y'all want to simmer down, we'll explain that to you in the next week or so. Fox News is coming up next. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.